Welcome back to Refine the Fire. My name is Tracy Renee. I pray that you're all blessed on today. Today I will be sharing with you guys a prophetic dream. I had this dream on the night, I believe, of the 25th, and I wrote this down on June 26th, 2022. I had a dream that I was working at this job, and when it was time to go to lunch, two women invited me to lunch with them. One of the women was a lady that I am in business with, in a working environment with currently. And it was another woman. I think I recognized her face as well. Anyway, I accepted the offer from them to go to lunch, and we all got into one of the women's car, and she drove us to where we were going to go to eat lunch. And I vaguely remember that one or two places didn't have what we wanted, and finally she asked if we wanted to get some Indian cuisine or something like that from a place she goes to. And since I really enjoy Indian cuisine, I was extremely excited about it, and we went on our way. And when she pulled up to this restaurant, I realized it was in the neighborhood that I grew up in. The area looked a bit different, but I remember thinking this type of restaurant would have never been in this type of neighborhood when I was growing up. She said she goes there all the time, and the food was really good. After parking, we got out of her car and we went inside, and that part of my dream ended. And in the next scene, we were all at this large building that had a theater type setting inside. And I remember being confused about why we were there. And they explained that there was a ceremony taking place and people will be getting crowned for their work or talents. So we sat down in this theater setting and watched people get called out, and then they went up on stage and they were rewarded and or crowned. Okay, so some of them were getting rewards, different types of rewards, and some people were being crowned. And there seemed to be, just like I said, different roles, different positions, and just all types of people that were there. And I remember feeling like I didn't belong there. Actually, I didn't feel like none of us belonged there. It felt like we were like new, and I was kind of like, why are we here? And I was just not expecting to receive anything since I was a new employee. And the women kept urging me to just wait. They wanted to see what they were getting. They were very excited, but I was slightly uncomfortable by the whole thing. And it started getting to the end of the ceremony, and people started leaving, and they began announcing that they had one more crown to give away and that they were running out of time and for everyone to stay seated. And I remember moving around in my seat. I just could not wait. Couldn't wait, y'all. I couldn't wait to get out of there. And then they called my name. The man on the microphone told me to come on stage to be crowned, and I was in total shock. My mouth was wide open. I was like a deer in headlights, that look. And the women I came with, they got up and walked out and left me there. Okay, hopefully I had a ride. I don't know. Maybe they was outside waiting on me. I don't know. But they left. And when I got on stage, a lady came up, and she was holding a crown, and she proceeded to place it on my head. And this is where things really started getting a bit strange. The lady puts the crown on sideways and then claims it didn't fit and that I needed to go and change my hairstyle or I don't know. It's like she was making up stuff. And I just had the knowing inside that she was doing it wrong intentionally. But I obeyed, and I went to the ladies' room to fix my hair, and more people began to leave. By the time I returned, the lady had thrown the crown on the ground and said that the MC, the photographer, and everyone else involved had left. The whole place was empty, you guys. And she said that it was too late for me to be crowned. I was appalled. Okay, I'm going to use the word appalled because that's the only way to describe the look on my face. I was appalled, and I was just really confused at this lady's attitude toward me. It was like she hated me. She was treating me like she hated me. And I had never met her before, but she just hated me. And I started looking around at the empty room, and I thought, why was this done to me? I never wanted this to begin with. Why was I being made a fool of and talked to this way? And then the MC came back in the room, and I began explaining to him everything that had happened and everything that the lady did. And he stopped me in mid-sentence, and he said, I didn't leave. I'm not leaving until I crown you. It's not over. He said, it's not over. They left, but it's not over until I put the crown on the last person. Then he went toward the stage with a different crown And I remember it was totally different than the other one. And so I went on stage with him, and then the dream went to another scene. In this scene, I was crowned and looking into this tiny house. I don't know if you guys know, like those little model houses. I was looking into a little tiny house like that, and I saw that lady inside. Okay, I'm trying not to laugh because this is kind of funny. But I saw the lady inside the little house running around, running into the different rooms. She looked like, you know, how mice, how they scurry around. That's how she looked. It was so weird, but it was kind of funny. But she was completely naked, though. This was what was really weird, is that she was completely naked. And when she ran into the kitchen in this little tiny house, I began speaking to her, and I began pointing at her and telling her that she would pay for what she tried to do, and that God saw it and he would repay for her lying. And I just was telling her in this stern voice everything that God was going to do. And she was just running around in this house like a rodent. It was almost like not even human the way she was running. She was going so fast. She was just running around like scattered. And then the dream ended. And I'm going to come back, you guys, with the interpretation of this dream in just a moment.